In this video, I want to express my opinion as a tiny creator, but as a consumer of TTRPGs and other things. And so I also want to thank all my subscribers and all my patrons as well. Because I feel as a tabletop gamer, as a person who has spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars in this hobby, in this industry, through miniature wargaming, through tabletop RPGs, and Magic the Gathering, and other card games, because I've played those as well, and board games, because I do own and have played fantasy board games, expansive fantasy board games like the game Descent, and even the smaller game Magic the Gathering. Okay, so I'm the kind of gamer that over the years, I've given myself to the tabletop industry in full. I've purchased and played all those things. As they say, a jack of all trades, master of none. And this channel and this community is primarily miniature wargaming. But Julie and I were planning to bring some role-playing content here to Patreon and to the channel. Sporadic, but definitely give you guys nice content. And I'm even planning to update my software and editing techniques so that I can film these RPG sessions. We were planning on doing D&D 5th edition. Julie had a character and Spelljammer. Remember Spelljammer? I had all that stuff. It was going to be a homebrew game, and we were going to do some miniature war game that had to do with Spelljammer, but it was going to be my own thing, kind of my own world. Well, you notice that I stopped posting about that, and I stopped posting about D&D. As you guys know, and this is all allegedly, because we're still on Patreon, we're still on the internet. I want to be very careful with how I word this. Allegedly, the issue that's been going on with the Open Gaming License and WotC. For those of you that don't know the OGL, there are plenty of content creators who have posted on this subject. They have a lot more knowledge than I do. I've learned a lot these past couple of weeks watching their content. So I urge that you check them out. I'm not going to go into that stuff. They have pretty much done, there's a lot of, this controversy spans, this issue spans through various platforms, YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, and some of the top content creators have reported on this, and everyone's affected. It's very serious. And I'm very sad. I'm not going to bash anyone. Not going to bash the companies involved, the company involved. Well, companies, because Hasbro is involved as well. Not going to bash any of this. Again, this is all alleged to my limited information. But I have made a decision as a gamer, as a consumer, who has spent hundreds of dollars on D&D 3rd edition, on miniatures, on everything. I will not support WotC's decision financially. And again, I'm not spreading hate, and I'm not spreading, trying to spread, shame for people that may still play D&D or whatever. No, everyone has their own ability to decide. Me, as a tiny creator, basically fly poop on the wall, I'm not going to support. There are plenty of small, independent creators like myself who are creating wonderful third-party games. And as you know, that's what I like to do on my wargaming channel. Small creators, small companies even, right? Creators like DM Scotty, we want to try DM Scotty's rule set for fantasy gaming, RPG gaming, and we want to try their other RPG games. Talislanta is the game that as well as DM Scotty, Talislanta is a wonderful system, an amazing system. And I will be talking about it both here and in the channel. It is a free system. All the editions from 1 through 5 are free, and then they have a 6th edition which has to do with Savage Worlds. Again, if you don't know any of this stuff, I can in the future provide links. If you still play RPGs, tabletop RPGs. If you don't, then hopefully you'll just enjoy the content, as gamer content. There will be a lot of scratch building for all those RPGs, including for Talislanta. And all of these Spelljammer ships that I constructed that were going to be for Spelljammer homebrew, whatever it is, they're going to move on as airships for Talislanta, because it so happens that Talislanta has rules for airships. So you're going to see some different content, some interesting content. I'm even going to use the Talislantan combat rules and come up with my own little solo games using those rules in the world of Talislanta, and that is in preparation for the actual RPG campaign that we're doing. And I want to thank my gaming group. They're fantastic. They're so open to new ideas, and they've all played D&D in the past, and they understand what's going on, and we've all made decisions as gamers, and that's it. It's just a consumer decision. Now, will we go back to D&D in the future? Maybe. Depends. I love D&D. I grew up with D&D. Okay? Now, my friends, Corner Crew, I don't want to make it seem like I'm bashing big companies or whatever. No. Not at all. I play some mainstream games as well. There are gamers that prefer mainstream games. There are gamers that prefer indie games. There are gamers that play both. And I am grateful that we have companies of all kinds, big and small, giving us miniatures and giving us paints and all kinds of stuff to fuel our industry. But remember, folks, and this is just my personal take on things and message, don't let anyone, any company, big or small, tell you that you are not important. Okay? Whether you spend $10 on whatever, or hundreds of dollars, as many of us do over the years. Don't let any company or anyone really tell you you are not important. We are a part of this massive ecosystem that we have created along with the companies that we support. We are a partnership. They produce awesome stuff for us, and we gobble it up and make all the content and continue this culture because it's what we love. So again, this is not a message to say us against them. No, it's not. We are all part of this ecosystem. Big companies, small companies, independent writers and creators, we're all a part of it. It's an ecosystem. And that's really it. No bashing, no hatred, just putting our monies where we think we want to support. And that's it. So again, if you want to know more about that controversy and how it affects others, and one thing I have to say, I am proud of the tabletop community. Again, I'm a gamer that has been in all of those major components. Card games, board games, role-playing games, and now miniature games, okay? So I am proud of the community. I am proud of their decisions as well. It's been an overwhelming, and again, I'm trying to look at for the proper words, but an overwhelming comeback from the community. D&D is not just some brand. D&D is a culture. It is a culture of storytelling that has created a ton of very of small creators who have expanded D&D greatly over the years. I've used many of those small third-party things to give flavor to my D&D campaigns. So again, I don't know what your opinions are on the matter, and again, this is all alleged. This is my limited knowledge, and I don't have the capacity or the right. Well, I shouldn't say the right, because I am a consumer, and I've spent a lot of money on these on this industry. And as a consumer, I'm going to put my money where I see most fit. Okay? And that's it. And that's all I wanted to say. This is a very complex issue, and an issue that, basically my decision on the matter is not going to be bashing or anything else. It's going to put my support in other areas. And that's it. That's just a personal thing. For the time being, at least. Like I said, I have 5th edition stuff that I bought. Most of my D&D collection of many, many, many books over many editions have gone to my niece. She is a D&D lover. We've played D&D since they were very small. And that's it. Thank you for supporting small content creators like myself. I really appreciate you, patrons. And we will continue with miniature wargaming, role-playing, whatever else comes to heart, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Thank you again for your support. You make my work possible. And keep an eye out as consumers. Our money is what drives this industry. And all of them. Not just D&D. Not just TTRPG, but also card games, board games, war games, miniature war games. Let's be careful what we support. And that's all I want to say. We are an important part of this community. We are the root of this community. We make this community with our purchases. And we love this community. It's a great community. It's a great culture. And I'm including miniature wargaming and all of that. A lot of creativity out there. A lot of it. Thank you, folks. And thanks for allowing me to vent on this subject. I felt that this is a very important subject for us as consumers. So check out the stuff. If you don't know what the whole issue is, check it out. It's very important because it involves the future of small creators. Allegedly. See you in the next video.